Hello, and welcome back to Voice of Wisdom. Ladies, let's get real for a moment. If you're over 60 and have noticed that gas and bloating seem to show up more often than they used to, you are definitely not alone. This is something so many women experience. But here's the surprising part. A lot of us don't even realize we're making small, everyday mistakes that quietly upset our digestion. Over time, these little habits can make the problem worse without us even noticing. As someone who understands the changes that come with this season of life, I want to share some practical insights with you. I'll keep it straightforward, honest, and yes, we might even have a laugh or two along the way. After all, talking about digestion doesn't have to be awkward, it can actually be empowering. And here's a little secret. Mistake number 6 is the one almost every older woman makes, even if you're convinced you don't. Trust me, you'll want to stay with me until the end for that one. Before we dive in, take a moment to hit the like button, subscribe to Voice of Wisdom, and ring the bell so you don't miss future videos. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What foods do you think trigger gas for you the most? Sharing your experience might just help another woman feel less alone in this journey. All right, let's jump in and start uncovering these hidden mistakes together. Mistake number 1, you're eating too fast, especially alone. Now, let's start with a big one that almost no one talks about. Eating too fast, especially when you're eating alone. This one might sound innocent. After all, who's there to impress when it's just you, your plate, and the 6? Zero news? But hear me out, because this seemingly small habit could be a major gas culprit. When we eat quickly, we're not just shoveling food. We're swallowing excess air with every bite. It's called aerophagia. And yes, it's as unglamorous as it sounds. That trapped air has nowhere to go but down into your gut, where it bubbles, builds, and eventually escapes. Not always at the most convenient time, mind you. Now, senior women in particular face a double whammy here. First, we often don't chew thoroughly anymore, whether due to dental issues, dentures, or jaw fatigue. Second, we tend to multitask while eating, reading the paper, scrolling the phone, or watching TV. All that distraction speeds up eating without even realizing it. Before you know it, lunch is gone in 7 minutes flat, and your gut is puffed up like a balloon. Here's a simple trick I tell my patients. Pretend you're eating with the queen. Sit upright, chew each bite at least 20 times, and put your fork down between mouthfuls. Even if you're dining solo, make it a ritual. Light a candle, play some calming music, and be present. Because when you slow down, your gut can catch up, and that's when the gas starts to settle down. Mistake number 2, you're drinking carbonated drinks daily. Fizzy drinks. They sparkle, they refresh, and they give us that satisfying little kick in the afternoon. But for women over 60, carbonated drinks are a sneaky trap when it comes to gas. Let's break it down. Carbonated beverages, whether it's diet soda, sparkling water, tonic, or even fizzy kombucha, contain carbon dioxide gas. That gas doesn't magically disappear when you swallow it. It goes straight to your stomach and begins to accumulate. Some gets burped out, sure, but a lot of it keeps going into your intestines, where it expands, irritates, and turns into flatulence. And I'll be blunt here. Our digestive systems change with age. The enzymes and acids in our stomachs aren't quite as strong or fast as they used to be. So, gas that might have passed unnoticed when we were younger becomes louder, slower, and yes, more noticeable. Now, you might be thinking, but I've been drinking soda for 40 years. And you probably have, but as we age, our bodies start to react differently to familiar things. The same can of Diet Cola that perked you up at 40 might be the reason you're gassy and bloated at 70. So here's what I suggest. Swap your soda for herbal tea peppermint, chamomile, or ginger. Not only are they naturally calming and digestion friendly, but they also reduce bloating. You still get that comforting sip, but without the sneaky bubbles sabotaging your insides. Remember, your gut's not a soda stream. Give it a break from the fizz. Mistake number 3, you've increased fiber too quickly. Now, this one's tricky because it's a healthy mistake. Fiber is fantastic for your heart, your blood sugar, and your bowels, but adding too much too fast, that's when the fireworks begin. I see this all the time in my clinic. A senior woman comes in and says, "Doctor, I've been eating cleaner, more brand cereal, lentils, broccoli, and whole wheat bread. Why am I more bloated and gassy than ever?" The answer is simple. your gut bacteria are in shock. You see, fiber isn't digested in your stomach. It reaches your colon intact, where your gut microbes get to work fermenting it. And guess what? Fermentation creates gas. Lots of it. Now, if you've been eating low fiber for years and suddenly jump to 30 grams a day, your gut throws a tantrum. You may feel crampy, swollen, and yes, fartier than ever. It's not that fiber is bad. It's that your body needs time to adjust. The key is to build up slowly. If you're adding lentils to lunch, maybe cut the portion in half to start. If you're trying high fiber cereal, skip the beans that day. And every time you increase fiber, double your water intake. Otherwise, that fiber turns your intestines into a dry sponge. And trust me, no good comes from that. Here's another tip. Cook your veggies. Steamed broccoli is far gentler than raw. Same with carrots, spinach, and even cabbage. Cooking helps break down the fibers, so your gut has less work to do, and that means less bloating, less gas, and a much happier belly. Mistake number 4. You're ignoring food intolerances that develop with age. Let's have a little heart-to-heart, ladies. Just because you used to handle milk, bread, and a garden salad like a champ doesn't mean your gut still agrees. One of the most common but overlooked issues in older women is delayed onset food intolerance. That means your body might suddenly react to foods you've eaten your entire life with symptoms like bloating, gas, cramping, or that feeling of being 5 months pregnant after lunch. Here's why. As we age, our digestive enzymes start to decrease. Take lactase, for example. That's the enzyme that helps break down lactose, the sugar in milk. By the time you're in your 60s or 70s, your lactase levels may be so low that even a splash of milk in your tea or a dollop of cream in your soup sends your intestines into a gas-producing frenzy. The same goes for fructans found in wheat, onions, and garlic. And yes, even healthy foods like apples, asparagus, or cauliflower can be behind your unwanted trouble. And the frustrating part? These intolerances don't always show up as hives or vomiting like allergies do. They're silent saboteurs, creating slow, subtle discomfort that most women chalk up to just aging. But it's not aging. It's something you can address. So, what can you do? Start with a basic food and symptom journal. For 1 week, jot down what you eat and how you feel within an hour or 2 after meals. You'll be amazed at how often a certain food keeps showing up before the gassiness sets in. And if dairy seems suspicious, try switching to lactose-free milk or plant-based options like almond or oat milk. If it's wheat, consider trying a few days with low-gluten or gluten-free options. Your body is wiser now. It's giving you signals. You just have to listen. Mistake number 5. You're not moving enough after eating. Here's one that's surprisingly powerful and often the missing link in fighting after-meal gas movement. After a meal, many of us seniors do what feels natural. We sit. We plop down on the couch to catch the news, sip our tea, or maybe recline in the recliner to let the food settle. But that habit, innocent as it seems, can lead to a bloated, gassy disaster in your gut. Why? Because digestion is a mechanical process, not just a chemical one. Your intestines rely on movement literally, the natural contractions that push food and gas through your digestive tract, called peristalsis, are stimulated by physical activity. When you sit or recline right after eating, that process slows to a crawl. Gas gets trapped, food sits longer than it should, and next thing you know, you're burping, bloated, and fumigating your living room. Now, I'm not saying you need to go run a 5K after dinner, but just 10 to 15 minutes of light movement, a walk around the block, tidying the kitchen, watering the plants can jumpstart your digestion and help your body move gas through before it builds up. There's even a yoga pose called wind relieving pose. And yes, it does exactly what it sounds like. But the point is this: motion helps digestion, especially as we age and things start to slow down internally. A little gentle movement goes a long way. If you make just this one change, adding a post-meal walk, you might be shocked at how much better you feel within days. Mistake number 6. You're holding it in too much, too often. Okay, here comes the slightly awkward but oh so real one. Too many senior women are still trying to be too ladylike. And in doing so, you're turning yourself into a pressure cooker. Yes, I'm talking about holding in gas. Now listen, I get it. Nobody wants to be the one who lets one slip at the grocery store or during bingo. We were raised to be polite, to be modest, and to never make a scene. But your gut doesn't care about etiquette. It cares about function. When you constantly suppress the urge to pass gas, you disrupt your natural digestive rhythm. That trapped gas doesn't just vanish. It expands, presses on the walls of your intestines, and causes bloating, pain, and that awkward tightness in your lower belly. Even worse, holding in gas for too long and too often can contribute to things like hemorrhoids, pelvic floor strain, or even worsen diverticulitis flare-ups in women who already have it. And I'll let you in on a little secret. Every senior woman is passing gas. Some of us just do it privately, some with confidence, and some suffer because they try to pretend it doesn't exist. Final reflections. Let's be honest. Passing gas is one of the most natural parts of being human. It's simply how our digestive system works. What's not natural, however, is the pain and discomfort that come when we constantly try to hold it in. Over time, suppressing it can cause bloating, cramps, and unnecessary stress. So, what's the solution? It's actually much simpler than you might think. Create your own safe and private release zones. After meals, give yourself a few minutes to step aside and maybe a quick visit to the bathroom or just a quiet corner to relax. That small act of self-care can make a big difference. Another gentle trick is movement. A short stroll after eating, a light belly massage in a clockwise motion, or even a warm cup of ginger tea can all encourage natural release and ease any pressure. These are simple, practical steps that not only help with comfort, but also support better digestion overall. And here's something to keep in mind. Letting it out quietly and early is always healthier than holding it in until it becomes painful or worse, embarrassingly loud. It's time to set aside old manners that cause us more harm than good, and instead choose comfort, health, and confidence. Thank you for spending your time with me today here on Voice of Wisdom. If this conversation helped you, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell so you won't miss future insights. And I'd love to hear from you. Share in the comments what helps you feel more comfortable and confident in your daily life. Together, we're breaking taboos and creating a space where growing older feels lighter, freer, and more joyful. Until next time, take care of yourself. And remember, wisdom is not just in the mind, it's also in the little choices we make every day.